I'm doing something new this month, but you'll know the spiel if you've seen the previous episodes. If you haven't, you definitely should. They're not bad. And become a Patreon member so you can see me and my cohort in crime.
Hi, I'm Criff.
Really going off on tangents, and I think one of my favorites would be the number 5 and 6 unedited, but there's a lot of butt talk in there.
All the bootay.
So how this is going to set up is that we'll be talking analysis during the recappy bit. Since we're no longer going double issues, just singles, these will be also shorter videos. So yeah, massive spoilers are massive this month. We start with the last issue ended with Shimi and the giant robot of doom. Shimi gets tons of electricity poured into him. More on that weird transference later. Then we hop over to Roland inside the grapefruit. He is then beset upon by Martin, who's mostly just taunting. That's kind of all he really does, and, well, most of every appearance he does.
For a good portion of this story, yes.
But with Roland's body in the real world, Elaine and Cuthbert have found a rickety old bridge that just doesn't look so safe. But Bert is damn sure he's gonna cross it.
Well, yeah, he's gotta make amends, and he's gotta prove that he does know what he's talking about.
And if they do make it across, it is a very nice risk versus reward thing.
Right, because they can, as Bert says, they're gonna cross it, cut the ties to the bridge, and then as soon as Reynolds and all them make it to the bridge, it's gonna take them enough time to get around where Bert and Elaine will take Roland's body and the horses and be free.
And he gets 2 of the 3 horses across, to Elaine's chagrin, because Cuthbert's just kind of strong-arming his way through life right now. He's having a rough day.
Well, the thing of it is, the first 2 horses he took across were Elaine and Roland's, which makes the next scene even all the more powerful.
Thank you for that Segui. But his own horse panics halfway across, breaking its leg, so Cuthbert has to put him down. I really like this scene, but we'll talk about that in...
Cuthbert doesn't just put him down, he lets him fall off the bridge. He puts him all the way down.
Yeah, but it's drawn, and like I think that's where
Yeah, no, we'll talk about that at the end, but like it's not just oh no, I have to go put my horse down. Dude goes a little cold-hearted and lets the horse plummet like 150 feet to its death.
So after that heart-wrenching scene, Elaine's challenge is now getting the unconscious Roland across. Which isn't too hard until Roland starts screaming damnations to Martin and punching people, which makes Elaine almost drop the grapefruit. He catches it though, but then Roland starts going off the other side of the bridge. But Elaine's that good.
See, and that's why I say he's not in a coma. People in coma don't normally start screaming damnation to other people and swinging.
You haven't seen a lot of movies with people in comas, have you?
I've heard stories of real people in comas.
Real people in comas. Comas are like leprechauns in the Republican Party. They don't exist.
Anyways.
It's actually kind of a damn good scene, like...
It is.
But I think only because
it just feels too quick.
Yeah, they could have...
Like, I can understand they tried to build a sense of urgency with, oh no, now the ball's falling.
And
no, now Elaine has to pick between Roland and the ball. But they don't give him time to make a decision. It's literally just...
And even when he grabs, and even like when Elaine is super quick to grab both, you don't see him pull him back up. And considering he's in the picture they show him holding Roland by one of his boots,
yeah,
it's like, no, I want to see the panel of, yeah, I need some help over here.
Like, I wanted to see, like, you know, him just kind of like halfway over the bridge, holding the ball, and then like just a quick panel, like just, you know, maybe 2 like half panels, because each of these panels takes up like an entire line of the page.
Right.
I wanted to see, like, you know, one of Elaine looking and then looking back at the ball, you know, trying to create that sense of tension.
Yeah.
Which it didn't.
Especially since, like, they didn't need to have that splash page. I think it was a splash. I don't know, the panels are huge because we are reading these digitally. Legally, but digitally. But they have that one where after they cut it, then they're riding off being shot at by Reynolds and whatnot. Because I think since we know that the scene is once they cut it, they're pretty much safe. They don't need to have that extra scene of them riding off being shot at and
well,
returning
the thing
fire.
of it is it's that one is more for Reynolds because it's showing his frustration.
Fair enough.
Because, you know, he's hot on their tails. He's hot on their tails. Shit, these kids cut the bridge. I'm angry. I'm gonna point my gun up in the air and fire it off and go, ah.
But he wasn't pointing it up and going, ah. He was pointing at them, going, ah. They do get across the bridge. Wow, that was... We aren't even across the bridge yet. So they do get over the bridge, because, like we said, you know, it is a very quick scene.
Yeah, like, even if they had made it just, like, a page longer, it would have had so much more weight.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They could cut the... Like, keep the Reynolds going, great, the next crossing's 100 miles, wonderful. And then even maybe he had a panel of him just going, ah. But anyways, Bert then does cut the rope, blocking the Hambry party, which of course does mean that they at least get to be shot at as they ride off. Meanwhile, back at the Dogan. Shimi wakes up, not sure of what happened. As he leaves with his mule into the night, his eyes glow with power.
Unlimited cosmic power.
Itty bitty Shimi space. And then he teleports across the ravine. Neat.
Kerpoof.
Honestly, I'm not sure what's going on with Shimi, but I really dig, I love the writing, especially in this and the last issue, because the narration is what really, kicks it up with the, casualty of war, the orphans of war thing.
Yeah, I'm fine with the writing in this one. It's a little bit later on, a couple issues down the road, where it's nothing. There's 4 or 5 pages of nothing but narration in the grapefruit. It's not conversations between Roland and Martin. It's not anything like that. It's just description inside the grapefruit. And I can understand why it's needed to try and give the sense of what's happening and where he is,
right.
But at the same time,
But we can get to that
in a couple issues.
What do you think about this one?
I like this one. I really do. I mean, I've already talked about the grievances I have with how the flow is and everything like that. There wasn't that bad of art in this one.
I think pretty much you're starting to see the art how I did. It's definitely a lot more positive than negative.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of issues with the art in this one, especially now that we're in the second miniseries for the Dark Tower and they know where they're going with it. They know, a little bit more about how they want everyone to look, how they want their action to look.
Yeah, pretty much they got the fluff out of the way with the Gunslinger Born, and now they're able to... Because, even the writing on this is less...
Yeah, it's less fluffy writing. It's more the important information, and they haven't trimmed down the books at all. They're still the same length, so there's just more. To be fair, that's
because this story in the book is, 2 sentences?
Yeah, but there's more to it with when they've cut out the fluff.
What I also really like about this issue, and I don't know if that changes, is that I really like how... While they were shafted in the Gunslinger Born to focus on Susan and Roland, Elaine and Cuthbert are really getting the fleshing they need.
Right, and
Cuthbert and Elaine actually crack jokes with each other. Especially next issue though.
Yeah.
Cuthbert really has a Cuthberty scene.
Yeah, and the other thing is with even in Gunslinger Born and the Tale of Wizard and Glass, what happens is Roland and Cuthbert have more scenes together because they're closer friends, but this also shows that brotherly relationship between Elaine and Cuthbert, showing that it's not just them. There's, in a couple issues, there's one between Elaine and Roland, too. But we'll get into that next issue.
We'll get into that next episode.
Yeah.